destiny. If you play for keeps. Take the gun and count to 3. I'm sweating now, moving slow. No time to think, my turn to go. And you can see my heart beating. You can see it through my chest that I'm terrified, but I'm not leaving. I know that I must pass this test, so just pull the trigger. Say a prayer to yourself. He says close your eyes. Sometimes it helps. And then I get a scary thought that he's here means he's never lost. And you can see my heart beating. No, you can see it through my chest that I'm terrified, but I'm not leaving. Know that I must pass this test, so just pull the trigger. As my life flashes before my eyes, I'm wondering, will I ever see another sunrise? So many won't get the chance to say goodbye, but it's too late to think of the value of my life. And you can see my heart beating. No, well, you can see it through my chest that I'm terrified, but I'm not leaving. No, know that I must pass this test. And you can see my heart beating. Oh, you can see through my chest. I'm terrified, but I'm not leaving. No, know that I must pass this test, so just pull the trigger.